everybody. I got my sidekick here in the kitchen with me tonight. Listen, tonight we're going to be doing it upright. You know what we got in store for you tonight? Breakfast for supper. Oh, son. The Southern way. It's coming up. Y'all stay tuned. So like I said, we're going to be doing breakfast for supper tonight, and I got my sidekick here with me tonight. And a lot of people are reluctant to cook breakfast for supper because they think it's a lot of work. It's really not a lot of work. It's actually quite simple. So I'm just going to take you through what our Southern breakfast for supper looks like tonight. And of course, as always, we got to get our oven nice and hot. Get that thing started right there. Next thing I need to do, Miss Kristen, I need a pot and a pan. Thank you, sweetheart. So I got my big saucepan right here. While my oven is preheating, I'm gonna make some grits. Now, when it comes to grits, this is not hard. People make it hard. Now, one of the things I hate, absolutely hate, is when someone makes grits and they don't put water in their grits to begin with. So, we gotta put, here's what happens. You don't put water in your grits, or excuse me, salt in your grits. You don't put salt in your grits. What happens is, when you start eating your grits, you gotta put like a layer of salt, eat that off. Another layer of salt, it's nasty. So what we're gonna do is, Christy, get me some salt, baby, out of the pantry. Yep. Thank you, baby. I want it to look like that right there. Maybe just a touch more. Bingo. Let me tell you what else I'm gonna put in there. Some of my favorite butter. I like that kind of butter. It's got a really good taste to it. So what I do is I just take me a big old chunk, throw that in there too. Get that rolling. Get some seasoning in on them grits. Now, what I need to start doing now is big skillet, cast iron, bingo. Put that down here. What I want to do is find out where I'm at. Now I've got one of these ovens, these stove tops, where it's got a double burner on it inside here, one or two. This gets way too hot. So what I want is, I'm starting to cook sausage. So 2, 4, 6, 8 high. Never cook on high. But I want this on about, to cook this sausage, somewhere around 5. So maybe medium heat. So I'm going to let that start getting hot. I don't want to put my sausage in there until that's hot. Now you might be asking, what kind of sausage, Pastor John, do you like? Tennessee Pride. I love this sausage. I have tried every sausage that you can imagine. And for my taste, this is the best sausage you can buy. So we're going to be cooking up some Tennessee Pride. Got some flour, eggs, grits. Oh boy, this is dessert. Son, you want to talk about something that's good. Whew. I grew up on this. Now you may not have ever seen that. But here's what I want you to look for. Look, check this out right here, Landon. You see that right there? Made in Montgomery, Alabama. So when I was a kid, that's what I grew up on. Good old thick molasses syrup from Montgomery, Alabama. Alright, Kristen, while that's getting hot, while our water's getting hot for grits, while our stove's getting hot for biscuits, while everything's getting warm, let's get together and start making these biscuits. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Absolutely perfect. Miss Kristen, what kind of day did you have today, babe?
I've had a pretty good day.
Did you have a good day today?
I did.
That's good.
took one of our kids to get their device from school so they can start remote learning.
Oh, I bet they're fired up to get a device.
Yeah, took some pictures of Emily at her new school.
She starts a new school this year.
That's right.
So hopefully she don't flunk out. It'd be terrible. Church people will talk if she flunks out of school.
Worked from home.
Yeah, everybody's still working from the house.
And now I'm making biscuits. I'm being the sidekick.
You being the sidekick today, keeping me company. Some may say, well, why does Pastor John, why does he always cook? It's just my job. Plus I enjoy it. So, y'all seen me make biscuits before? There they are again. Now, my oven is set on 450. Boom, my biscuits are ready. Go over here. Stick them in there. Remember, 20 minutes. Boom, boom, bam. Thank you, Miss Christian, for cleaning up for me. I appreciate it. So our water has come to a boil for our grits. Remember, I got salt and butter already in there. See that right there? Get your grits going in there. And again, I can tell when I'm about half water and half grits. I can just feel that in there. I know what I'm feeling for. You know, we're going to make some scrambled eggs. I got to go around the house, figure out how many eggs everybody wants. That's what I do. I always go around the house. How many eggs you want? How many eggs you want? And then I go around and I always add 1 or 2 for good measure. Curry, how many eggs you want?
None.
Faithful Elizabeth, how many eggs you want? How many? 1. Emily Joy, how many eggs you want? Curry, you sure?
I'm sure.
You want only 1?
I want none.
Oh, you want none? Well, I only got 2 back here. So that's 2 eggs. Lana, how many you want?
I'll take 2.
That's 4. Claire, how many you want? You don't want an egg? Kristen, how many you want?
1.
So that's, what are we up to? 2, 4, 5. I want 2 for sure. That's 7. Eggs, for me, that's the last thing you make because it only takes just a little bit of time to make the eggs. You don't want cold eggs. So make them at the very last. Here we go. Now, what we need with our, oh sorry babe, where's our,
Salmonella.
everybody eat this salmonella? If Rocky Balboa can eat them eggs raw, so can I.
I'll wash my hands, thanks.
You want to wash your hands anyhow?
Yeah.
Where's my cream at?
I'll put it over
Whipping
here
cream.
for you.
Oh, you already got it?
Act of anticipation.
The act of anticipation. Get you some heavy whipping cream. Pour that in there like that right there. Son, you want to talk about make an egg taste good. So hey, we've scrambled these eggs, and you know the old expression, once you scramble an egg, can't be unscrambled. You know what I mean? Can't go back in there and pull all them eggs apart. They're scrambled. You know, and that's life. You need to make good decisions. Krista and I tried. We're going on 21 years of marriage. Been together 22 in October. Been together 22 years. Been married 21 years. We've tried to make good decisions in our life for each other, for our kids. Because we understand, man, once you make a decision, okay, it's hard to unmake it. Right, Kristen? It's hard to unmake a decision. So, you know, big decisions that you make in your life. Where are you going to spend eternity? Do you know Jesus or not? Who are you going to spend the rest of your life with? Right? That's a big question. That's a very important question. Who are you going to spend your life with? Who are you going to hitch your wagon to? Sometime 22 years ago, you looked at me and said, oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I'm going to hitch my wagon to that. And I looked at you and thought the same thing. But we've had, thankfully, we made a good decision. It's incumbent upon us to make good decisions, right?
If each decision comes with a consequence.
It does.
Right.
You're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for every decision, either a good pay or a bad pay, you're going to pay. And so we know that, and we realize that. And so, like I said, one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make is where you're going to spend eternity. Second biggest decision you'll ever make, probably, is who you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Right.
Okay? So the Bible's got some very interesting things to say about that. Paul does. Now, our viewers may be stunned by what I'm about to say. But in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, Paul says this, do not get married.
Someone should have told me about it.
Somebody should have told you before you married me, don't get married. Paul says this, do not get married. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, around verse 28. Don't get married. Then he says this, if you get married, you're going to have trouble in this life. It's not, well, you may have trouble now. No. If you get married, you're going to have trouble in this life. And then he says this, I want to spare you of this. I want to spare you this trouble. And so, a lot of people get married, they have no idea what they're getting into. Oh, he's going to ride in there on a horse, scoop me up, we're going to live happily ever after. You're crazy.
Well, I mean, us females grow up on Disney princess stories.
Right. We need to run Disney out of business. It's not real life. Marriage is hard sometimes. We've had hard times.
Sure.
We've had good times. And so, there's young people watching this. They are bound and determined to get married. Our counsel to them is don't do it. We're trying to spare you heartache. Not our counsel necessarily, it's Paul's. We're trying to spare you trouble. You get married, you're going to have it.
Right, you can no longer live the life that you want as a selfish individual person.
It's over at that point. I live my life for you.
And I live my life for you.
That's exactly right. And then sometimes or another, we live our life for our children. But that's rare. Because they don't deserve nothing, right? No, I'm joking. They deserve everything. So now we live our lives for them. We work. They're part of we created them. They bring their own trouble. Again, don't get married. If you get married in this life, there's going to be trouble, and I'm trying to spare you this trouble. So, all these young bucks, I can hear them now. I love her. I love her. I love her. Yeah, you don't know what love is, son. Yeah, it's going to get hard on you, and you're going to think you love her. Yeah, she's going to look a whole lot better going than leaving than a coming. And that's just the way that works. You got to stay around till the love comes back. Right? You got to stick around. There's been times, I'm sure I've looked better leaving than a coming. That's the way life is. You got to hang around. Stay there till the love comes back. It gets difficult sometimes, but you hang in there. Girls are the same way.
You can't be ruled by your feelings, right? Feelings change. They're subject to, situations. So in a marriage, you can't be ruled by a feeling, and then you're going to hightail it out when things get tough.
Yeah, you got to stick in there. Little girls, they'll be saying, I love him. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Oh, he's like a puppy. I want to carry him home and love on him and pet him. And all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you understand, you want to take them little puppies and you say, oh, ain't he cute? Look at him, ain't he cute? And they start looking in the face. And then you want to and then you want to turn them around and stick the dog's butt in your face. He's got this side too. You can't worry about the dog, the face side. He's got this side too that you got to worry about. And so, again, Kristen and I's counsel to y'all tonight is just don't get married. All you young bucks out there, don't get married. There's trouble in this life. It's going to bring heartache. We're trying to spare you that. But if you can't contain yourself and control yourself, and you got to get married, then get married. Make sure Jesus is all up in your relationship. It's hard enough staying married as it is. You got to put Jesus in the middle of it. He's got to be all up in your marriage in order for it to be a success, a spiritual success, so forth and so on. So Krista and I, we understand she's a distant second. Jesus is first, she's a distant second. I understand that in her life, Jesus is first and I'm a distant second. That's what makes this thing work. So, scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Once you scramble them, they can't be unscrambled. Once you make a big life decision, man, it's really hard to undo it. So you better make a good one.
I think anyone who has a blended family would tell you the struggles that they have and that they see in their own family trying to separate from their previous relationships and create a new family, a new relationship. It's hard.
It's hard. It's really, really hard. So, hang in there. Put Jesus in the middle of everything. It'll turn out all right. If you've decided to get married, hang in there. Put Jesus in the middle of it. It'll work out all right. Can't unscramble an egg. So, speaking of scrambled eggs, I'm going to melt that butter. And I'm going to put them scrambled eggs in that butter. Our sausage is almost ready. Grits are already done. Biscuits are done. We're about to eat us some breakfast for supper.
One of my favorite meals.
Let's get on that. There is nothing better than that. That is good, good stuff. 7. You sure you don't want one?
Yeah, I like mine fried.
What do you think this is?